talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she need down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Mark my words, we'll shut them down October 1st if we don't get the kind of wages we deserve. And now it's all about greed and money. They don't need us no more. I'll cripple you. I will cripple you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. We're going to talk about unions, and we're going to talk about unions and their power of bargaining and why our unions here at the post office don't have the full bargaining power. Now, you have to really ask yourself, have you ever been in a union before? Have you ever been part of a union before? Because if you've never been part of a union before, this may seem normal to you. The scenarios that we're currently going through as a whole with the post office, from the mail handlers union to the rural carriers union to the NALC to the APWU, they may have our back in some scenarios, but when it comes to bargaining, the union is pretty much, in my opinion, a twofold entity. One, where they have their clerks that are there to basically reinforce what had been agreed upon by the union and management, to basically reinforce, hold the standards that are on paper. And anytime one of the contract clauses is violated, they bring it up and they file their grievance. And then there's the other part, which is the main part, which is the bargaining part, where they actually have to go and sit down with the management and say, hey, these are our demands. Now, unfortunately, what's going on with the NALC is that they don't have transparency when it comes down to their union. Now, I'm going to show you a clip from probably one of the most devastating union clips. The union president's a straight bulldog, an animal, in my opinion, and it's going to do two things to you. Number one, it will encourage you, because realistically, this is how a union president is supposed to go and fight for their people. And then number two, it may infuriate you, because then you're going to turn around and say, well, why is my union not doing this? So let me just show you a little clip, and then we'll get back to talking about what it is that they're fighting for and how theirs is a little bit different than ours, and the one word that they have as their bargaining power that we unfortunately don't have. Take a look at this clip and tell me what you think.
Mark my words, we'll shut them down October 1st if we don't get the kind of wages we deserve. Let me explain something to you. These people today don't know what a strike is.
Right.
When my men hit the streets from Maine to Texas, every single port will lock down. I'll cripple you. I will cripple you. Mark my words. We'll shut them down October 1st if we don't get the kind of wages we deserve. Container royalty, top-notch health care, and no automation terminals or semi-automated terminals.
All right, so we're back. Yeah, I know you want to see the rest of that, but here's the thing. Strong unions have several key powers that enhance their bargaining capabilities, allowing them to effectively negotiate for better wages, benefits, and working conditions for their members. Number one is collective bargaining. Collective, that means everybody comes together and they bargain on behalf of the workers that they're representing. Its approach gives workers a stronger voice compared to the individual negotiations. That's what number one is, strike action. Now, I'm gonna show you a couple more clips and they're probably gonna blow your mind because this guy is just, I'm telling you, he's on another level. The ability to organize strikes is a powerful tool. Strikes can put significant pressure on employers to meet union demands as they can disrupt business operations. And that's exactly what this man is intending to do. They have their legal representation. Unions provide legal support to their members, ensuring that their rights are protected, that any disputes with employers are handled professionally. That's what they're supposed to do. We have we have shop stewards that do this nationwide, and then you still have the, split down the middle. Then you have the ones that are in bed with management. I know that a lot of the clerks, the shop stewards, don't like to hear me say that because I put things to the forefront, but it's real. And the ones that don't like me saying that are probably the ones that are in bed with management. It is what it is. Now, there's a difference between being in bed with management or having a good rapport with management. If you have a good rapport with management, you tend to get things done a little bit easier. That's the whole bargaining thing. Look, our guy is doing this. Let's do anyway. But then there's some that are just self-serving, and it is truth. And then you have the good ones that are out there that look at me and like, what's this guy talking about? Then it don't apply to you. But it is true. There's a lot of people that go through this. And they set industry standards. Now you see this with the Teamsters. They're supposed to set a standard because of what they do. Unions set standard for wages, working conditions, and non-unionized employees may have to follow to remain competitive. Here's a couple examples of strong unions. United Auto Workers. They successfully negotiated numerous contracts with major automakers like General Motors, Ford, Stellantis. These contracts often include wage increases, improved health care benefits, and better working conditions. When you see what this man is talking about, he's talking about stopping the damn world because he has that power. And a lot of you don't realize what kind of power that specific industry has. Everybody thinks that mail is the beginning and all the end all. No. Stuff is moved, transportation, logistics. And that is a major part of the logistics. National Nurses United, that union has been affected in securing benefits, better staffing ratios. That's something that we have issues with, ratios of staff to management. Higher wages, improved safety standards for nurses across the United States. The Professional Athletes Union, like the National Basketball Players Union and the National Football League Players Union, they getting paid, so they're doing something right. Service Employees International Union has been instrumental in organizing low-wage workers, such as janitors, healthcare workers, and secured higher wages and working conditions through collective bargaining. But last and not least is the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. They represent a wide range of workers. Teamsters go right down to the food care industry. A lot of you don't know that. I was under Teamsters when I was I was a chef at one time and I was working for IBM. I don't know if you guys know that, where IBM was actually the big anyway, and they were total beasts. Logistics, transportation. Teamsters have negotiated strong contracts that include wage increases, pension benefits, and job security. Now, those are the facts behind it. But let's take a clip and just watch. And again, I'll get back into it in a second, and you guys tell me what you think.
If they go to put a fully automated terminal, we are going to shut them down around the world and put them out of business. Now, we might shut them down for 3 weeks to send them a strong message. None of your ships are going to move. But if they think they're going to keep going and putting on fully automated terminals and knocking out great jobs that dock workers have worked for 200 years to bring these people to where they are today, and now it's all about greed and money, they don't need us no more. They want to put a fully automated terminal in and get rid of us. I'm not gonna allow that. I will never allow that. You understand me? So this is a must. We're gonna have this alliance and we're gonna make it work. We're gonna show the companies we have the power, not you. We will tell you, you are not gonna do it no more. Let me explain something to you. These people today don't know what a strike is.
Right.
When my men hit the streets, from Maine to Texas, every single port will lock down. You know what's gonna happen? I'll tell you. First week, be all over the news every night, boom, boom. Second week, guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls start closing down. They can't get the goods from China. They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship. They go out of business. Construction workers get laid off because the materials aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in. They lose their job. Everybody's hating the longshoremen now because now they realize how important our jobs are. Now I have the president screaming at me, I'm putting a Taft-Hartley on you. Go ahead. Taft-Hartley means I have to go back to work for 90 days. That's a cooling off period. Do you think when I go back for 90 days, those men are gonna go to work on that pier? It's gonna cost the company's money to pay their salaries. Well, they went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8. They're gonna be like this. Who's gonna win here in the long run? You're better off sitting down and let's get a contract and let's move on with this world. And in today's world, I'll cripple you. I will cripple you.
Well, slap me silly and call me Uncle Sam. That's just pure. He is the epitome of what a majority of strong representation is all about. Now, he said they'll force him back into work. You heard him say that. And he's like, okay, so then what? But look at the domino effect of me not showing up to work. When you have that type of bargaining power, the sky's the limit. And I may dare say, this is all speculation, they're gonna get exactly what they want. Because he's out there, he's talking to the public. Here's the thing. We all sit here and put our faith in our local unions and our upper management union, well, upper unions. And then we complain when there's scenarios that we don't like. I've always been a champion for you guys saying, look, if you want to change the culture, step up. And it's consistent across the board where everybody's saying, no, that's not for me. No, that's not for me. No, that's not for me. But we sit here and we get on the internet and watch each other complain about what we're not getting and just want the handout. Well, in order to get something, you have to work forward. Remember back in 1970s, they actually went on strike, the Postal Service, which created all of what we have going on now, better wages, etc. And they weren't afraid of jail time because nobody could do the work that you're doing. Now, I don't say strike, far from it, but we need people in place that are willing to do something. Because again, right now it's just talk and speculation and people just coming on and clicking every video saying, oh, well, yeah, did we get anything yet? No, you're not going to get anything because nobody's pressuring them. You have the NALC where you have zero transparency. I mean, you can't even leave a comment on any of their videos. You got somebody saying that they got their phone number and leave him. Come on. I mean, I got a bridge that can connect New York and China. You believe that? But we can't sit here and continue to think that things are just going to fall in our lap. All right. So with APWU, Mark Donenstein, a lot of people don't like him. I have my mixed feelings about him, but I do know at least he's being semi-transparent. He's already told everyone what it is that he's bargaining for. There's so many minute details behind the scenes that you couldn't grasp it if he even spewed it out to you. They have bargaining teams that do things for all the different crafts that we represent. So it's a little more complex. But when it comes down to the carriers, the mail handlers, there should be some type of transparency. Hey, look, we are aiming for $40 an hour, $35 an hour. So we will see what happens. Now, if they started putting that stuff out there and said this to the public and explain why, then they would have the public support. That's also, instead of being a concerned letter carrier, you have transparency. The more transparency you have, the more people are out there trying to say, yeah, they deserve that. There's people dying. Yeah, they deserve that. We have more of this. Yeah, they deserve that. They're in hot boxes. Yeah, they deserve that XYZ. And then you have people that are constantly saying, oh, UPS. You have the split bunch. You have people saying UPS makes $100,000 a year. Somebody wrote this. Me talking to people like this is keeping everybody complacent. And I keep telling people, well, UPS, they do make $100,000 a year. The people at the top end. And if you look on our end, you got carriers that make $100,000 a year as well. You got rural carriers that make that as well. So I don't understand the argument behind that. We want to be even. Right. The two-tier thing. We want to be even. Right. How hard is that for them to figure that out? Because they already dug the hole. Now they have to try to figure out how to fill it back up. So it's going to be a process. There's not an excuse for anybody. I think it was silly, but I think that we are working towards something better. I know that APWU has been working towards something better because there's no more 4 or 5 years of non-career. They're down to 2 years, and they're trying to eliminate the non-career people. The people that have been up top, that have gone through that, they don't think it's fair. Then you have the people that are down here that are going through it. They want that. So it's divided amongst each other. Everyone is divided at this point. You have people in the same craft divided. So you have a truck driver that's been there for 30 years. He's okay because he's making $100,000 a year. And you got a new truck driver that's come in. He's starting at $65,000 a year. And then you got a truck driver up here. He cruising along. The one down here is struggling. Same thing with the carriers. This one up here making good money. This one down here is struggling. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'd like for you to drop your opinions, be fair. Don't sit there and attack, because y'all, that's silliness. That whole attack each other thing. $100,000 a year, UPS. Somebody asked me to talk about FedEx. Ain't much to talk about FedEx. They're half their force is contracted. Same thing with Amazon. There really is no comparison. UPS, they don't deliver mail. They are a delivery company, but they're not us. And they have the Teamsters, and we don't. So, and everybody thinks it's so easy to get in UPS. If you feel like it's easy to get in UPS, go. Try. I talk to all the new people that come in every 2 weeks. I talk to them. And at least 3 times a month. We have people coming from UPS to United States Postal Service. It's the same shit, just a different uniform. That's facts. You can think all you want, but the facts are always there in front of you. So, nonetheless, I hope this video was interesting. Again, it would probably infuriate some people. Other people, it should encourage. And maybe one day you'll step up and take the union that we have, the union power that we have, and make it stronger. Change that culture. If you don't like what you see up top, change that culture. This is JH with an actual informative video. Now let me know what you think. I'm out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.